The Farsight project that you are about to see is about Bob Lazar. Now, years ago, Bob Lazar started the UFO disclosure movement regarding Area 51 and its adjacent area, S4. Now, he was the first person to describe how alien spacecraft were being reverse engineered in a secret American program. Much of his information has since been confirmed by Pentagon whistleblowers, some of whom have testified before the U.S. Congress. But Bob Lazar's background has been ferociously challenged by people who claim that he was not a physicist and that he did not have the college degrees that he claimed to have. Because of these challenges, those skeptics have argued that he is a fraud. But if he is a fraud, how could he have also known so much and in such detail about super top secret programs conducted by the United States government? Well, at Farsight, we decided to take a look at this mystery, and at least as far as we are concerned, we learned the true story. But now, here's the catch. We used remote viewing conducted under scientifically defensible conditions by some of the world's most highly trained, accomplished remote viewers existing today to see if Bob Lazar actually witnessed what he said he witnessed. As you will soon see, we succeeded with that. We know what he saw. We know that much because we gathered the data ourselves. But his educational and employment background is something else. We did not investigate that, and you may argue that we should simply not discuss the controversies about his background since we do not add anything new to that. But we do not want our results regarding what Bob Lazar actually witnessed to be dismissed by those who seek to discredit him entirely because of challenges to his educational and employment histories. So we have created a narrative that blends the two together. Our data involving what he witnessed in these secret programs and his educational and employment background as argued by his skeptics. Now we think we can bridge the gap between those two things, but remember that we only really know about the remote viewing results. Everything regarding his educational and employment background is speculation on our part. Our information regarding what Bob Lazar witnessed in Area 51 and S4 stands alone, and it is not dependent on the controversies regarding his background. So without further ado, this is the true story of Bob Lazar, as seen from the perspective of our own data collected under optimal conditions right here at Farsight.
Hi everyone, I'm Yemi Janae from Farsight. So today we're going to get right into it. We are going to talk with you about Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar is famous in the UFO community. He is credited for breaking the news about Area 51 and the U.S. government involvement in reverse engineering crashed extraterrestrial spaceships. Most of this began in 1989. Moreover, much of his information has turned out to be true, including reports made by recent whistleblowers in the public congressional hearings. According to legend, Bob Lazar was a physicist who worked at Los Alamos. He later took a job at S4, which is near the part of Area 51 in Nevada. In terms of his education, he claims that he has a master's degree from Massachusetts Institute of Technology and another master's degree in electronics from California Institute of Technology. The trouble is, numerous people have investigated his educational background, and MIT and Caltech state that they have no record of him at all. UFO researcher Stanton Friedman has claimed that Bob Lazar had poor grades in high school and he could not have been accepted at MIT or Caltech. Also, Bob Lazar has apparently not been able to identify any faculty or students at either schools who remembered him. Nonetheless, Lazar's information about Area 51 and S4 are incredibly detailed, and it is not known how he could possibly know these things if he did not actually work there. So, theories have been proposed that the U.S. government's intelligence agencies erased all records of his education and employment as punishment for his disclosure activities, which seems plausible to many. So, we have a mystery. How could Bob Lazar have known about so many things related to the U.S. reverse engineering program at Area 51 if he never worked there? His case has polarized much of the UFO community, with many people believing his story based on the incredible details that he offers, and because much of his story about the reverse engineering program has since been made public in numerous congressional hearings, including recent hearings involving whistleblowers. But others in the UFO community think that he made it all up because there are no records of him at these places where he said he worked or went to school. So did the U.S. government erase all of his records of his life as a penalty for him going public? Or is his story all a bunch of poppycock that Bob Lazar made up? Remember, he was the first person to detail so many things about the reverse engineering program in Area 51, and that turned out to be true according to the numerous whistleblowers who have current security clearances who have been testifying under oath in congressional hearings. So, if what Bob Lazar says about Area 51 is true, how could he have known about it if he was not actually there doing what he said he was doing? Yep, it is a mystery, and the best part of that mystery is that we at Farsight think we know exactly what happened. And now you will know what we know about Bob Lazar in just a few minutes. So, hang on tight. This is a really interesting report. First, I absolutely must remind our audience that Farsight is always data-driven, and all remote viewing done at Farsight is always done completely and totally blind. The remote viewers didn't know anything about the target or the nature of the project when they did their sessions. They also did not communicate with one another about the project during the data collection phase of this project. Their video sessions were all recorded with the viewers completely alone in the studio. And it is worth reminding everyone that Farsight remote viewers have a huge public track record working on many projects under blind conditions going back many, many years. Projects that you can see on farsightprime.com. So, these data that I am now about to show you are of very high quality, and they were collected under scientifically defensible conditions. This is not science fiction. This is as real as it gets. Now, before we show you the data for this project, do you want to see a UAP that we captured with Farsight's own cameras? Remember, nearly all of the UFOs that we capture with our own cameras are being flown by the bad ETs, the ones running this planet as a prison. If they were flown by the good ETs, the U.S. Secret Space Program, which works with the bad ETs, will be trying to shoot them down. So, these UFOs that we capture with our own cameras here at Farsight are not the ones being shot down by the American Secret Space Program. Here is a great one that we shot with our own cameras in October 2024. Take a look.
This particular UFO shot over Decatur, Georgia, near Atlanta in 2024 is longer, but it's not cylindrical. It seems to have a large section in front and a thinner section in the back.
Remember that we are trying to encourage other people to make their own UFO videos by following our methods. A link to our methods can be found in the description area below this video. We hope you try it yourself. It's super fun. Okay, so back to Bob Lazar, starting with a session by Intisam, and then Aziz Brown, myself, and finally Shantae. This is our take on what actually happened with Bob Lazar. Spoiler alert, the Bob Lazar story is really complicated. Based on our remote viewing data, we can say that some of the story is correct, but lots of the stuff is incorrect as well, right? So, people have been trying to figure this out without knowing the missing essential parts that are necessary to sort out what actually happened. So whatever you may have heard or thought in the past, it was not correct, or at least not complete. Just watch and understand. After you see all our sessions, I will return to kind of pull everything together.